This one can be a little bit of a tricky one. It's slide number 31, but the number's cut off because that grid's in front. So first thing I want to do is express x plus 4 over x plus 1 in this form. So if we have it like this, we know that it's been moved b units across and c units up. But this one here, I'm not sure what that looks like. But if we can write it in this form, it's a form that's familiar to us. All right, so what's the trick? We've got x plus 4 over x plus 1. So essentially what we want to do is have an x plus 1 on the top line. So then we can cancel it with this x plus 1 on the bottom line. So what I'm going to do is split this to x plus 1. But then I'm going to have to write plus 3. So now this and this are exactly the same. No difference there. And it's over x plus 1. So you always want to get this one and this one matching. So now if I stretch this out, I can have x plus 1 over x plus 1 plus 3 over x plus 1. And these will cancel to give us 1. So we get 3 over x plus 1 plus 1. And now I can think of what this looks like, because this is going to be a hyperbola. It's going to have an asymptote at -1 for x and at +1 for y. So we'll go here, dot that line in, label it, x equals -1. And then we're going to have another one up here, dot that line nice and straight, and that's y equals 1. This dilation factor of the 3, don't worry too much about that now. It just stretches it out, but doesn't really make too much difference for what we're drawing. So I know it's kind of going to be, I'm just going to draw it in. It's going to be this, and it's going to be that. And then you can see I've got an x-intercept and a y-intercept. So we can go for the y-intercept, x equals 0. So that means we'll get 3 over 0 plus 1 plus 1. So that's 3. So the y-intercept is here at 3 plus 1, 4. So this goes through 0, 4, and we'll label that with coordinates. For the x-intercept, y is 0. So we're going to get 0 equals 3 on x plus 1 plus 1. So we'll take 1 each side. Now I'll multiply this x plus 1. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to multiply it over here, and that's going to give me minus x minus 1 equals 3. So add the 1, minus x equals 4, so x is minus 4. Does that look right? Probably. Let's label it with coordinates. Minus 4, 0. Okay, so that's good. Have we done the first bit? Yes, we have. Express in the form that. We've done that. So this is our first answer. Hence, find an inverse function. So what that means is we want to use this one here. Hence, use that to find the inverse function. Then sketch both on the same set of axes. So I'm going to do green for the second one, because what I know is when we find an inverse, we swap. So x equals minus 1. It's going to change to y equals minus 1 for the inverse. And y equals 1, it's going to change to x equals 1. Minus 4, 0 is going to go to 0 minus 4. And 0, 4 will go to 4, 0. All right. Then we're going to say if we've got a line y equals x, we know that they have to meet on that line y equals x. And then you just picture what that reflection looks like. But it also wants us to find the rule. So you know what? I've got a bit of a vibe about what it looks like with all the graphical bits. What is the rule going to be? To find the inverse, swap x and y. So it's going to become x equals 3 over y plus 1 plus 1. So we'll go x minus 1 equals 3 over y plus 1. And then I'll multiply the y plus 1 up. It's getting a bit messy, isn't it? X minus 1, y plus 1 equals 3. Then I'll divide by the x minus 1. And then I'll subtract this over the other side. So my inverse function, I'm going to be bad. I know you can't do this, but I hope you've got more room than me. My inverse function, the inverse function of x is going to be 3 over x minus 1 minus 1. All right, so now you go. Does that make sense? Let's have a look. We said that the asymptotes were at 1 and minus 1, so that would make sense. So all we have to do really is draw the shape. So let's do it. I'm doing it in green. We're having it. We end up with a graph that goes like this through 4, 0. And on the other side, it goes through like this through 0, minus 4. Bit of a mess, isn't it? Always a bit of a struggle if we get you to draw those on SACs or tests because they are very hard to mark. But the important things are, and if we remember nothing else, when we're graphing, 1, swap x and y coordinates. So xy goes to yx. The next important thing is meet on y equals x. Oh, it's a bit too many E's. And did we do that up here? Yep. And then the third thing that we need to know is that it looks like a reflection or folded over the line y equals x. So they meet on y equals x, and we make sure that that shape looks like it would if it was flipped over that line. So that's it for 1F. If you haven't finished that already, you can go ahead and make sure that's done.